Hello guys, I have returned with a new video. As the title says, I will be trying to make my favorite Overwatch character, D.VA. And after an awesome weekend at an Empowering Women in Nerd Culture conference, I think this is the perfect time. So let's check out my mood board. So D.VA has a tight bodysuit that I'm probably going to paint on and also build up some detailing. She's from Korea, so I tried looking for some art or models that had a more Korean face, which I'm going to try to simulate, and also I'm going to try to give her a very cute Ulsang look. So let's move on to which dolls I'm going to costume. I have these Ever After High dolls. This Maddie doll was going to be a costume I never got around to. And this old Raven was one of my first costumes that I tried to make a Poison Ivy from, but I wasn't that happy with her, so I think we're gonna take her. As you can see, her hair was really a mess. I think she needs some love and care, so let's get started. I'll start by cutting off her old hair. I rerouted the red hair with some weird fake hair I found at a wig store a long time ago. I don't recommend. So after cutting off most of the hair, it's time to dunk her head into water. I usually put a plastic bag over her head so I can tug it with my hands. Let it merge around here for a couple of seconds until the head is soft and easy to tug out. So, there we have the head. Yay! So, usually when I remove the last bit of hair from a doll head, I use these materials, a nose plier and a file, but this time it didn't work. I think it's because of the red hair. But oh lord, I found that just tugging the hair out from on top of the head worked, so I did that. Now that the head is rid of hair, I could see that the head had sustained damage from the last reroute, which we will take a look on later, but now we're going to remove her old face paint. So I use cotton swabs to remove the face paint and acetone-free remover that I pour into the lid, and you smear all over, controllably. When the face is done and washed to remove every odd residue, we can start with the body. I start by removing mold lines and other imperfection to get her prepped for spraying and putting on the pastels. This is a long process and I do switch between cutting knife files and sandpaper just to get it perfect. And I do recommend taking your time with it so you can really get into the nooks and crevices, and it will be so much worth it. As a final prep, I use 2-part epoxy to smooth everything out and make all D.VA's detailing on her suit. When working with epoxy, use gloves, not hands. Do as I say, not as I do. It's never a good idea to use epoxy without gloves. When doing all the details, I really recommend to have a chill time because this is so tedious, and to get it so small and so detailed took a really long time for me. Here is all the epoxy details I did on the doll. After leaving it to dry for about 24 hours, I start masking all the parts that wasn't going to be blue, and then went to town with my dry pastels all over. This took me around like 7 to 10 layers to achieve, and then I used some Citadel color to make a lot of details. Before continuing, I used some liquid matte varnish and water to seal everything in. While that was drying, I painted the hands white. And now it's time for some peel porn. Remove all the tape so you can start drawing the other colors. Remember to have a reference photo nearby so you know where everything shall go. Finish off by sealing your work with MSC and varnish. Be careful though, because it will chip if you paint on the rest of the colors as I did with Citadel colors or acrylic. I haven't done the feet until now because I was trying to see if I could find some good shoes. I did not, so I used more epoxy to hide the toes and color over it with white Citadel colors. Now that the body is done, let's go back to the head. I said that the doll head was broken, so I looked for a way to fix it and came across the Doll King Studio where they fixed it with Elmer's contact cement, but I unfortunately had this can of contact glue instead, so I tried it. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me. I suppose it needed the same glue they used because more problems arrived later. To the rerouting, I used Retodol US Hair that has an online store in Sweden. Thanks to Crindal for showing me a whole new world with this website, because it was so much easier rerouting dolls with real doll hair than it was with whatever I was using back then. I used the nylon hair with the name Leia for D.VA's hair. So here's a quick way on how I do reroutes. I cut the needle at an angle with the part you put the thread in and then insert it at the drilling tool. For reroute, I align some hair at the hole I want to have the hair in and then carefully punch in the hair. And then remove the rest of the hair. I forgot to color the head before rerouting, so yeah, I'm doing it now. When I was done with the reroute and start putting in the glue, I noticed the hole had broken up again and a lot of glue was pouring out on the hair and it got really stiff. Thank God that got fixed with some dishwashing soap. And I refixed the hole with regular needle and thread. Unfortunately, it was a big chunk coming out of the hair, so I also had to reroute the whole part. It looks really nasty, but the thread fixed the broken part perfectly. So now that the hair is finally done, we can move over to the face. After sealing the face with MSC, I start lightly coloring in her face with pastels. I used two different browns to give her a more natural look, softer look, you could say. I was debating if I should give her a regular happy face or her signature winky face. And then I was like, of course I have to give her a winky face. I wanted to give her soft, pink, beautiful lips to enhance some more color than just browns. And also to bind it with her cheek marks. The MSC was going on so good this time, and all the colors were so saturated. P.S. Really sorry for having my hair in the way for so many of these shots. Did anyone else see D.VA's first own short and Mavic? I have been waiting so long to get more D.VA content and her backstory. She's one of my favorite characters and also basically my main, together with Mercy. But I do love almost every one of the Overwatch characters. I think that they are so interesting, especially for me who don't play that much online games. I'm more of a story gamer like Kingdom Hearts, Alice Madness Return and Deadpool. Which are your favorite Overwatch character, if you have some? And if you play, who's your main? I use a more Citadel white color. Yes, the can is almost empty right now. And I also didn't feel like giving her a catch highlight in the eyes, because I thought the expression was good as it was. And then as a last resort I couldn't find the gloss varnish, so she will have to live without. I don't know why, but I was so eager to put her head back onto her body, so I did it before the boil watch, which I don't really recommend. Her hair was so poofy here, so I got a rubber to get her bangs in place before pouring hot water on top of her head. So, I haven't styled doll hair that much, and cutting bangs are always scary, but I took my time with it, and after somewhat I felt like hours, I started liking the long hair of my D.VA instead of the more shorter layered one that she originally has. So I decided to keep the longer hair, and I can always shorten it if I feel like being more accurate, but I can't go longer, so Also, you may see that my D.VA does not have her bunny or her sponsored signs on her suit. It's because I felt like it would be too cluttery if I put all those things on this tiny doll. I also decided to not do the headphones because I don't really felt like she needed it. I think it would again take away too much from what I've already done. But if you feel like I should do the headphone, you can always tell me in the comments below and maybe I do a video on it. After a lot of work, she's finally done. Here is the finished D.VA. She is finally done! I'm so happy, and after Chat Noir's bodysuit, I feel like I have a more bigger understanding on how to do it, but it was still so different on D.VA than on Chat Noir. But I'm still happy, and she's so beautiful even without her extra detail stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to like, subscribe, maybe check out my other social media stuff down below, and I will see you in another video. Bye!